cats showed up at my house.
Did it?
Yes.
How'd that
And
happen?
it is amazing, and my cats love it. They seriously, like, they fight over who gets to sit in the cat circus tent now. It is awesome.
Do you need another cat circus tent?
So
the
many
cats
cat
stop
circus
fighting?
tents. I know, yeah, my whole house is just gonna be covered in cat toys, but no, it's good. You know, it's like the American way. They have to struggle for dominance, and if you don't like it, just bootstraps and get your own damn cat circus tent.
That's one of the options. The other option is to just buy more and more cat circus tents from Amazon because
I know. My
be a
whole house is
consumer. Why are you not helping the environment? Do you hate the country?
It's true. Yeah, I know. What Amazon? Come on, they're innovative. But yes, it is a huge hit. So people who happen to have sent a cat tent to my house, thank you.
Yay. I want to see
Yay!
pictures. We need pictures.
Yes, I will. I will take pictures of the cats. I roll down the little cat tent flap halfway, and they like peer out. It's amazing.
Still, the funniest thing about that is my kids have basically that exact thing, only slightly larger.
Do they also kind of hide and peer out at you from it?
Yes, they totally do.
Nice. It's excellent. Okay, so I should stop yakking and start recording because I said this was going to be a short episode. So I'm going to do an intro. Dates. Where am I? What day? Okay, 7th. Yes, good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cat Context Podcast, episode 83 for Wednesday, October 7th, 2015. My name is Leor. I think my name is Leor. With me today are my...
I was impressed you know what your name is.
It's a stretch. With me today are my two co-hosts, Erlaid and Alindriel. Hey, guys, how's it going? Why don't we start with Ellie? Ellie, how's it going?
Going pretty well, other than that I've been working all weekend. Well, today.
Sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.
What, do you have like an amusing anecdote or something?
No, I really don't. Other than that, I broke my computer trying to write code, so that was fun.
How can you break your computer writing code?
Okay, I was writing SQL, and then I exploited the database's memory. And
that's amazing.
It's like really, really easy to do. I can show you sometime if you want.
That's totally cool.
Nice. Erlaid, how's your weekend been?
My weekend is awesome. My kids are healthy. Everything is great.
All right.
It's finally not 1,000,000 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's.
And I still know what my name is.
The last time we recorded, we did discuss how you wanted to start hitting everyone with sticks. So I feel we've really made significant progress in your
It's true. Yeah.
Excellent. Today is going to be somewhat of an abbreviated episode because I got things to do, yo. I do, really. So we're going to talk about things that we have been playing. So Ellie's been playing Destiny. Arrow's been playing The Old Republic. I've been playing Guild Wars 2. We're going to talk about that. Ellie, you talked about Destiny last week, but now you've actually played some of The Taken King, I'm assuming.
I played a lot of The Taken King now. Yeah. So
Did you find the king?
Where was he taken?
I may have murdered the king, although probably not his last form. I got the impression that it was like those quests in WoW where you fight Arthas, but then that's not actually the real Arthas or whatever.
Right. Yeah, you have not yet seen his final form.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it sure seemed like I killed him, but I happen to know that the raid boss is also the same guy, so spoilers. Yeah, so I think last time I was like just right at the end of the redone previous like first expansion content or first year content. They call it year one.
You were Nolan botting.
I was, and the new name that I've read and I'm not sure if I like or not is Nolandroid.
No, that's trying way too hard.
Bot's way better, isn't it?
No, yeah that's trying too hard. That's no good.
Yeah. Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
It'll be Northlebot for me.
Northlebot.
Anyway, yeah. So I was really disappointed by the first year stuff playing through it again, mostly because I'd heard that they'd done a bunch of work to it, and I think they probably did a little bit of polish, but whatever. The year 2 stuff was really cool. Taken King was sweet. Like the whole time, Nathan Fillion is the like primary guy on your side who's driving you to do stuff, and he's just a sarcastic asshole, just like Nathan Fillion always is, but it's hilarious. And he and Lance Reddick have this like back and forth going because Lance Reddick is the paladin class leader, and Nathan Fillion is the like hunter class leader, which is the like stealthy assassin guys. So that's pretty fun, and it's just way better. Like everything made sense, and it all kind of came together, and I was really happy. And now I'm deep in the gear grind, which is a gear grind.
There's really not anything else you can say. When you've got a gear grind, it's just it's a gear
lots
grind.
more loot drops than in the previous expansions. That's cool. And
Hooray!
they already have nerfed at least one sort of ridiculous farming thing where you murdered yourself and the boss at the same time to proc a specific drop, and then you had to restart at that boss because it didn't actually count as the mission ending, even though he gave you the loot. And people did that
outstanding
like 300 times in a row over the weekend.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so I didn't, but that was the first weekend, and then people abandoned ship on that real quick. There's like a few weird hidden systems in the game, and people should know that like when you are decoding your engrams, which is the random loot randomizer thing, make sure you have the highest level stuff equipped. Because they don't check the highest level stuff in your bags. They just do it based on your currently equipped gear score, and I'm going to call it gear score from now on. And then you get better stuff based on that. So make sure you always have your best stuff equipped when you decrypt, and it makes it kind of more of a pain in the ass, but it's okay.
Look at that, hot tips coming from this podcast.
Yeah, right.
I'm literally getting emails thrilled that we have 2 concurrent viewers on YouTube right now. So hello to our
users.
Yeah, to our 2 current viewers on YouTube. Thank you for watching.
Holy cow.
Well, I'm pretty sure at least one of them is core, and that doesn't really count.
I know for a fact one of them's Core because he's IMing me about what we're saying as we say it, which is not at all distracting, Core, so thank you.
You don't have to read it.
Well, I can't actually because I'm not wearing my glasses. As you can tell, I've upgraded to cool 8-bit glasses, but I can't actually see anything. So I just hear the noise and his icon. I don't know what he's saying, so whatever.
How is that any different from the way we usually talk to core?
Boom.
Thanks for fucking saying it.
We love you, Core. And the other viewer, whoever you are, we love you too. We love both of our YouTube viewers. Sorry, I got distracted by.
I got nothing else. It's fun. I'm enjoying it like quite a bit, and now I'm gonna run up against the raid where I have to schedule time and shit, and then I probably won't do it ever again.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So so it's a standard sort of situation. You play
right,
the new content, and then
burn yourself out, get into the end game, grind real hard to get ready for the raid, and then do the raid once and quit.
I know that they still don't really like to call Destiny an MMO, but that sounds like MMO behavior to me.
Yeah.
It's super MMO. And I'm doing like 4 rep grinds at the same time, so there's that.
Wow.
Okay, that's an MMO. Yeah.
Definitely.
What's your rep grind? Do you do like quests for them or kill things?
Or... So they basically have gone to in the previous game you could like get a particular item like that you wore, and they were like the one cosmetic item that you had, but some of the things that went in that slot gave you rep with one of the 3 major sort of side factions. But other than that, it's just doing quests. You can turn them in for whoever. Now you pledge your allegiance to those people, and you can change it once a week. And whoever you have allegiance with, whenever you get rep with that people too. So it's like whatever WoW expansion you had the drop down box, right?
Right. Yeah.
Drop down box at some point. Yeah. So
cool. That's not difficult anyway, just time consuming.
No, it's just time consuming. And then in the end, if I get good rep, I can buy fancy ships or some guns, but the guns seem like they're not nearly as good as the guns you get from drops. Or most importantly, armor shaders, so my armor can look sweet.
That's important.
I picked the ones with the clown suit. I picked the Future War Cult because they have like orange and gold and blue or purple colors rather than like I'm sweet and black or like I look like a stormtrooper. Those were lame. I went for clown suits all the way.
Yeah, you're in space. You don't want people to like hit you with their spaceship. You should be in bright colors.
Right, and my robot lady is like red and purple, so like her face is half red and half purple, so clown suit all the way.
I like it. So it sounds like you're pretty pleased with Taken King, though, now that you've had a chance to play it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's more Destiny? It is an upgrade to the previous vanilla Destiny?
I would say that it is an upgrade to the previous vanilla Destiny. That is true. They've definitely come a long way since the early systems.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for that concise summary. Next topic.
Trying to let you
that's good. It's awesome. I appreciate that. Aralade.
Yes, ma'am.
Been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. Would you like to tell us about it?
I would love to tell you about it. The 12x6 subscriber boost ends on, I think they said the 19th is when they launch the next expansion. And with the next expansion, they're also doing a big, giant, huge combat overhaul and cleaning up the leveling experience and basically theoretically making it so you don't need the 12x bonus if you want to level straight through just with your class quests, rather than pick up all the fetch quests on every planet. Which, honestly, I didn't mind doing that like once for each faction, once on the Imperial side and once on Republic side, because I liked knowing the story on the planet. But wanting to play every class story means you're leveling through there 4 times, or 8 altogether, 4 times per side, and I don't want to kill 10 rats a million frigging times. Do not need to do that. So that's exciting. And then they're changing up all the combat stats. It used to be that every core class had its own unique stat. Like bounty hunters and troopers use aim, and Jedi Knights and Sith warriors use strength and all that. They're getting rid of that. And they're rolling all of those into a single stat called Mastery. And on the one hand, that makes it a lot cheaper for crafters, because now you don't have to grind up, 4 different recipes or however many you can do. Just, like one earpiece will have every stat on it. But on the other hand, I kind of liked that unique flavor. So I'm not sure how that's going to happen in practice.
So does that mean...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, does that mean everybody's going to be rolling on everything in Dungeons?
That would require me to actually be playing in Dungeons. And no, I don't think so, because there are still secondary stats.
Oh, okay. So there's still going to be things that will be more favored by one class over another.
So
right, yeah, they're not...
This is closer to the, like, WoW intellect is good for every caster situation.
Right, that's pretty much what they're doing. I mean, they're combining crit and surge, which was, crit was your crit chance, surge was how much a percentage of the critical hit bonus you got. They're combining those into one stat, but they're keeping defense, accuracy, crit, what else is there, plus power, and endurance, I think, are all staying the same, and shield and defense. But they're not, like, there won't be aim, strength, cunning, and willpower anymore.
It's always weird to me when games do these stat streamlining things. Like, I know they have, like, way more understanding of their combat systems 3 or 4 years in or whatever it is, but it's also, like, seems like a shitload of work. And, like, I mean, maybe it's easier in the end. Like, maybe for the next 3 years it will be easier to keep them in balance. But, like, now they're going to have less levers to tweak, so that's weird.
Yeah, what's going to happen when, Sith sorcerers are incredibly overpowered? They can't just drop the percentage of willpower.
Right, yeah, that's true. They'll have to do a little more hands-on. I can't see how it makes the itemization a lot easier for them. And I guess, at least as far as when the sort of similar thing was pitched in WoW, it was to make it a lot easier for the player. So the player doesn't have to worry about a bunch of stuff. They just all need, mastery in this case or whatever. Whether that actually works or not, I'm not sure, but that's the idea.
Yeah,
And
it's
also, I mean, keeping in mind that I don't really do group content, for me, it's Knights of the Old Republic 3 with the chat client bolted
Right.
on. And even then, I pretty much have the chat client closed most of the time because
then you don't see as much of the screen.
spam is not as out of control as it was in Final Fantasy XIV. They spend most of their time spamming via mail rather than via the chat client, but still, it's just not worth it to have the chat client up.
Plus, you get extra space for the screen.
Exactly.
Do you know when The Force Awakens? No, wait, is it The Force Awakens?
No.
The movie?
No, not the movie. The expansion. I got a
That's
list
also
of
on the
stuff.
19th. Knights of the Fallen Empire.
Knights of the Fallen Empire. Thank you. And when's that coming out? Do you know?
The 19th.
19th of this month?
I think so, yeah.
Dang, that's soon.
Yeah. Well, they've been talking about it for a while.
They have been talking about it for a while.
I got
I
the
actually
first email
have-
about joining back before so that I could have all my characters finished, like almost feels like 6 months ago. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, about that. I know it was at the beginning of the summer that they put the bonus in.
Yeah.
But I have precisely 0 characters ready to go for the expansion. I'm still finishing up the old expansions that I never did. Well, because there wasn't class story in those expansions. It was just planet story. And if it's just planet story, I sure as fuck don't want to do it 8 times. But there's class story in this expansion, so I have to play through the planet story a billion times. Oh my god.
Yeah, this expansion looks pretty story intensive just based on the trailers and whatnot.
And I still don't understand what's happening because there's also companion stuff, so they got the entire cast back to do more voice work.
They must be making shitloads of money off that free-to-play thing, since they're
honestly,
a month or whatever it wasn't enough.
The fact that everything is available with real money is the best possible thing for me. I mean, I know that.
Worst.
I mean, when I say everything, I mean everything cosmetic. Like,
yeah.
I don't have to deal with, oh, look, it's April again. She's won a role. So the fact that I can make my character look like how I want, with whatever mount I want, whatever pets I want, whatever titles are important, the fact that I can do that with real money, my time is precious, and I don't want to waste it grinding bullshit. That makes me hate my life and hate the game.
I have nothing to say. I'm totally biding my
it's
time.
fair. It's a different place than I was when I was playing WoW heavily. So, like when I was deep into a game, I was really opposed to that kind of stuff because, like, I was already going to be playing. So, giving me a thing to do was nice.
Right. And again, I mean, I'm not doing group content, so.
Right. Yeah. No, that is a pretty good caveat for that. If you're not doing group content, then it doesn't really matter.
Although if it doesn't really matter, then they could just give it to you, and it would also not really matter.
Yeah.
And charge you for all of it.
Well, then how would they make money, and how would there be a game for me?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. If my choices are grind forever and never get anything because the random number system hates me, or seriously, I got burned so bad on the Blue Drake. That's what changed my life.
Well, what if you could grind forever towards something that you'll definitely get?
Okay, grinding forever towards where I will definitely get it, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. It's grind forever and it's still random. That's what kicks my ass.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I've seen a bunch of games start to do the thing where you get a better chance, like your chance to get a particular item goes up over time as you don't get it. So it's still technically random. It's just random, but more and more weighted in your favor if you keep doing it. That's weird too, but
it would probably still screw me.
And you would probably. Yeah, there's got to be a tail on the end, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did 100+ runs of whatever that stupid dungeon in Lich King was for the armor pen crit thing, trinket, and never got it. So I understand.
Yes.
It was
so anyway, if my choices are grind forever and never get it, or always never be able to change anything cosmetic because you're stuck with only one thing, or spend money to make it happen. I will spend that money every time.
Right, sure. And Star Wars, the stuff you buy is all with augments, right? Or whatever the thing where you like pop the stats in. Is that
Right.
true?
Yeah, it's adaptive armor.
So I really actually like that system seems really cool to me and makes me not feel as shitty about them selling it to you because you can buy, you can get your look and then carry that look with you or adjust it as you want rather than
Right.
buy it and then have something else come out that's just stat better and you get screwed. So that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's sort of like the equivalent of making it, I mean, well, I guess account-wide, but applicable for all your characters and all your specs, which is much better.
And you can unlock things for every character also. I mean, like once you get a mount, or my favorite cosmetic thing in the Old Republic is the recovery emote. Like when the game launched, there was an emote, a unique emote for every class. And now there are not only the unique emotes for every class, there are also emotes for in the cartel market for a million different things. So as an RPer, it means that I've got recovery emotes appropriate to my characters. Like my asshole bounty hunter summons a vending machine, which is hilarious. And I mean, there's a feigned death where it actually shoots up a little loot beam.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, there's push-ups and, setting yourself on fire with fireworks. There's a pocket sarlacc. That is my very favorite cosmetic thing. And spending money is how you need to get that, is how they need to afford to keep putting that stuff in the game. It's charming and I love it.
Yep.
Are you also paying a subscription or are you just free to play?
I am also paying a subscription.
But they give you coins with your subscription, right?
Yes. I get 600 free fake money a month.
I don't know what that translates to, but
I have no idea what it translates to monetarily either. That's basically two boxes.
Okay.
Which I then turn around and sell for big money because I never open the boxes because they will not have anything in them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's the only idea. Just for future reference.
That's a smart idea.
It's really good money. I have all of the money I could ever need, ever.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I just turned my subscription money into... And that's like, especially if you're patient enough to hold on to a box once they retire them, because they do that. Their boxes have different stuff in them, and then they retire them, and then they bring out new boxes. If you hold on to those, once they're retired, it goes up by a power of 10.
Yes, smart. That's a great idea to do it. Well, I know I've been hearing a lot more buzz about TOR lately just because of, I guess, the expansion coming out imminently. So that's pretty cool.
I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
There's some like weird Inception shit going on in your glasses right now. It's pretty awesome.
I know. I'm trying not to look into my reflection of my glasses. It's me in my glasses, but I'm here. Where am I? What's going on? It's another dimension. Speaking of other dimensions, I'm playing a free-to-play MMO. It's Guild Wars 2. To be fair, I am playing it in large. I'm inspired to play it in large part because I also happen to be writing a weekly column about it for MMOgames.com. That's MMOgames.com.
Wow.
Nice.
Thanks. So that has been inspiring me to. I've been a little busy lately, but that inspires me to keep logging in and keep playing because I have to write a column about it, and it helps if I know what's going on. But that has an expansion coming out. Their very first expansion, Heart of Thorns, is coming out on the 26th of October. So they're introducing raids to Guild Wars, which is weird.
Isn't that like the opposite of the point of Guild Wars?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's caused a lot of consternation, and I understand. I think, I don't know. I think they're introducing it, and they mean well by introducing it, and there are people, to be honest, I mean, I'm like level 50 right now out of 80, so I'm still leveling up. I'm mostly doing like world completion stuff, just trying to finish off all the zones.
Also,
But,
crafting gives you huge experience.
oh, does it? See, I haven't even done any crafting yet.
Oh my god. You know, if you want to do chef stuff, I can totally hook you up with the sweet-ass database that will tell you what you can make with what ingredients you have.
What? That sounds so incredibly helpful. Did some guy make that?
Yes, because as we know, only guys can code.
Wow.
It's actually really funny. Every time something new comes out, I get a billion hits on the die database because still the in-game die interface sucks so bad.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's terrible. Arrow, do you remember what your URLs are for these tools? Let the nice people
I
know.
know it's linked on Dragonsworn. I'm pretty sure it's Dragonsworn/dies. Let me check.
All right.
They're hilariously out of date. Eventually, I will get them updated.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it's up to date because
It would be useful because their die interface is truly terrible. It's not good. But I have been enjoying it. But the thing is, none of the content, at least that I've encountered so far, and I've been doing sort of the big group events that timed events that happen, every so often, as well as just doing the solo content. And none of it's hard. And my character, I'm playing an engineer, she looks sweet. She's got cool, flips and stuff like that. But, I mean, there's really only like 2 DPS skills, so I just like hit 1 and 3 over and over again. It's not complicated. It's not difficult, challenging content. So I can see why there might be a cry for more challenging content, and particularly large-scale content. So I can understand the introduction of raids from that perspective. On the other hand, I think raids introduces a whole culture that I'm not sure they want in their game.
They pretty much already have it, though. I mean, the realm versus realm stuff can get pretty seriously hardcore.
Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, you're right. That's true. Some of the PvP stuff can get pretty intense.
but it's PvP, which is different from. I mean, it's a different crowd than raiders, right?
Hmm. Well, yeah, and one of the things like I was thinking about is they don't have DPS meters in Guild Wars 2, which is great. DPS meters are stupid.
Yet.
Right, we're right. Don't put them in. It's just a tool for us to bludgeon each other's over the head for how terrible we all think everyone is. But if you're doing high-end bleeding edge raiding with DPS, encounters, you kind of need some sort of feedback. So, I guess they'll put in DPS meters. I don't know. It is going to be weird for them to try and do bleeding edge raiding without it. There's just sort of a weird culture clash that I'm interested to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah, is there any kind of parsing involved in Guild Wars? How do you know that you're hitting the right buttons at the right time at all?
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Actually?
Not as far as I've encountered, no. You don't know. I mean, you see like feedback. If I hit something with my pistol, I see a DPS number, or you hit it
Well,
for
I know
36.
that
But
bosses don't have hit points; they only have percentages.
correct. Yeah, there's just like a bar. I mean, that's the way of the game, and that's what the whole game was founded on. Was sort of that idea.
How do you?
Are there add-ons?
No.
No.
No, and the whole game, I mean, they've introduced, since the game was launched 3 years ago, they've introduced one additional tier of gear in the last 3 years, and it caused a lot of problems. Like, people were not very happy with it. That was about 2 years ago.
Right, because that was their whole shtick, right?
Right.
You get
Vertical, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, vertical progress or whatever it is, some term.
Vertical?
Verticals. We're integrating verticals. So that's why the whole raid thing is going to be interesting.
So have they said what the rewards for the raids are? Are they giving another tier of gear? Are they giving cosmetics? Are they giving?
They have not said. All they have said is that they will expect people to be fully in the highest tier of gear to complete the last half of the raid.
Yeah, if you're very, very good, you can have a couple of pieces of exotic, but if you're not, in the top 0.01% of PvEers, you need all ascended.
Yeah. And Ascended Gear is a heck of a grind because it wasn't intended to be an easily replaceable tier. It was intended to be sort of, an aspirational goal. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm not really sure how this is going to actually shake down. I feel like the Guild Wars community is very airy-fairy and role-play, and that's cool, definitely, and it just doesn't go hand in hand with serious bleeding edge raids.
I mean, it's all jumpy puzzles, and
Right? I mean,
it turns out you can put those in raids.
raiding jumpy
No,
puzzles.
you absolutely can. Like, Destiny has a couple that are like that. And
That
the Old
doesn't-
Republic had one. One of the
Yeah.
first raids a long time ago.
Like if you add jumping, I'm like honestly really surprised that Warcraft never had a jumpy puzzle, like a proper jumpy puzzle raid.
Well, I don't know. There was some fuck in Nax where you had to jump onto the platform with the positive and negative guy.
Oh, Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
Yeah. We were bad at that.
People miss that all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I guess I don't really count that as jumpy puzzle, but
Well, considering how
it
much
certainly
failure
was.
there
It certainly
was.
certainly was a lot of failure.
You had to make a jump, and we did not do that very
That's
well.
true.
So.
That's true.
No.
No, I remember that one arrow. I actually quite like that boss encounter where you have to kind of hop down around the edge of the tower to get down to the
Yeah.
bottom floor in Old Republic. That was a fun boss, actually. I enjoyed that. So, yeah, and I really like the jumping puzzles in Guild Wars 2. They're actually my favorite part of the game, and doing the vistas and the ones that are really complicated and take a lot of, jumping and where do I go now and blah, blah, blah. I enjoy that. I'm not sure I'd want to do that in a raid encounter, but that's okay because I'm probably never going to have Ascended Gear, so it's not an issue.
Yeah, that was one of the things that always attracted me to Guild Wars was just the vistas and the exploration being the sort of end game of it, I think. Or like as an outsider, there was like the whole you can just like be max level and then like do the shit and whatever. Like it doesn't
Make fake
matter.
people love you.
Well,
Figure out which fake person you need to love you in order to get cocoa beans so you can make hot chocolate at Christmas. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Literally, that is the thing I did in the game.
That's kind of awesome, actually. Yeah, I mean, it just always seemed like it was a really nice place to go hang out and see pretty things. Because, like, if I remember, the game was pretty. It's
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
One thing they do that actually made me think of you, Ellie, is you can't ever be overpowered for a zone. You will always be down leveled appropriate for that zone.
I know
They do that.
about
They're going to do that in the Old Republic too.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure
the
I liked that
expansion.
because there is a certain appeal to being able to go back at max level and cream everything. But on the other hand, you are better than a native, level 12, for example, because you have the superior gear even though it's been downscaled. So
Right.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
get
still
all the gear
skills.
and all the skills.
Yeah.
Right, so you are a little, so it's enough to make it not feel like so much of a slog, which is great. But I've come to really like that system. I think it's nice, and it means that I can, Vajra plays super, super, super casually. So if he logs on as like level 8, I can be like, yeah, I'll come hang out with you, no problem.
Yeah. I mean, I think all the mentoring systems that have started to pop up have been a really good thing. I always wished you could go up too. I understand why they didn't do that in most games, although Guild Wars did.
They
Or
do,
at least
yeah.
the original Guild Wars did, right?
In PvP, everyone is level 80 and their gear is all upgraded to a level 80 equivalent.
Right. It's just like the same thing as going down. You don't have as many buttons or as many secondary stats or whatever, right? But like,
Exactly.
yeah, but like at least you can participate, which was one thing that always made me super sad in Warcraft. Is like I want to try arenas, except I don't have any arena gear, so I'm just bad.
Right. The one thing I find about Guild Wars 2 is I'm not sure how it stands up as like an actual MMO. Because, I mean, I have fun. It's super casual. I can watch something on TV and run around and do map completion, which is great. But as a friend of mine put on Twitter, he's like, he was playing, he's like, this is beautiful. I have no idea why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this map completion? I don't know, because I like completing things. That's good.
You have to go halfway across the world to get bananas for banana nut bread.
Okay, well, that's a personal problem.
Still not kidding.
I know. Hearing your stories, I do actually. I think I picked up some random professions, and I kind of want to pick up cooking now.
Well, it's really funny when you go to the cooking trainer and you say, "Hey, I would like to learn cooking." They actually dissuade you. Are you sure you want to do this? No, you don't want to do this. This is not for the faint of heart.
Right, there's a little
They're not
pop-up being
fucking
like,
around.
this is a serious business profession here. There's no room for joking and cooking. Are you sure? And I'm like, oh, no? That's a little scary. I'm going to go back to the leather working bench over here where I belong, apparently, with the other profession casuals. So, but yeah, I think I'm enjoying it.
That's it. Yeah, I can see that.
It's very solo. It's very solo for me. I do just sort of, gradually tick off all the little fields on my map completion checkbox. Once I've completed the world map, I don't entirely know what I'm going to be doing.
My problem is all of my characters, I think I have one at max level and a couple at mid-level, and I keep trying to come back in and I have no idea what the fuck my buttons do. And it's completely incomprehensible. And so I just flail around for a while and go, I don't understand, and then I leave.
And apparently everything's been pretty seriously overhauled from launch anyway,
It's like
so...
every time I come back, it's a different overhaul.
Right, and that hasn't even been the expansion. So the expansion introduces new masteries, which is like a whole new ball game, and gliders, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's the complexity in an MMO is honestly one of the things that's dissuading me from getting back into one. Is like I just like I don't know, so much learning, and then you can't just sort of play it and then not play it for a couple weeks and come back. I mean, a couple weeks maybe, but like. If that's your schedule, it's just like it doesn't work. You sort of have to go all in. And Destiny actually is the same way for me. So when I haven't done anything for a little while, I come back, I'm like, there's a bunch of planets and they all have squares on them. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? What am I doing?
I kind of find that with single player games too, though. Like if I walk away from one for a week, I come back. I did that with Valkyria Chronicles, and I had to start it over from the beginning because I'm like, I don't remember what to do. What are my buttons? Where was I? What's happening?
Yeah, it's a problem with complex games in general, right? Like, I was actually having this conversation about Fallout recently because Fallout 4 is on the horizon, and I keep thinking I should play a Fallout game. But like, and I'm ramping up for Extra Life and trying to figure out what I'm gonna play because I like haven't played a PC game in a long time. And I just like there's so much to learn and understand. It's like I just like. One game at a time. It doesn't make any sense.
I totally understand. Yeah, I'm totally in the same boat.
Yeah.
Extra Life, that's right.
Maybe we're just getting old.
Well, we are just getting old, but also games are much more complicated now than they were when we were kids. Like, Mario, whatever. He had like, directional buttons and an A/B, and that, so it was pretty.
Well, and there was no save either.
True.
So you were always starting from the beginning.
Yeah, and the early levels were intended to teach you the mechanics, which you had to do every time, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's different. It's different because I wouldn't say Zelda had the same button scheme as Mario, and that game was fucking impossible without the Nintendo Power open next to you.
That's true. Yeah.
I have a friend who's a Zelda super freak and who could actually direct you through a maze over the phone.
Yeah.
To this day, today. She's like, that's why I don't remember anyone's birthdays. I remember where the super bow is in the map.
I bought a strategy guide for Silent Hill when it came out because I'm like, what are these puzzles? I don't understand. What do I do?
Doesn't help.
No, well, that's true, but I think that was probably the last strategy guide I ever bought was Silent Hill.
Oh, speaking of Silent Hill, did you guys hear that somebody was trying to pick up and make Silent Hill a thing? The PT into a thing?
Silent Hills?
Silent Hills?
Yeah, they were like a spiritual successor.
No,
well,
like somebody
was
buying the rights. Wasn't it like somebody was buying the rights? Yeah.
I
Really?
feel like I would have heard that. I mean, maybe I just missed it, but that would be cool. I would enjoy.
Or they're at least trying. They're at least trying to make PT continue on.
Huh. That would be neat. There's Allison Road, which I think is in Kickstarter right now, and that's supposed to be sort of the spiritual successor.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. And I hear it's pretty good for people who have played the samples so far. I haven't looked at it too much myself. I watched a little bit of Soma, which came out this week, which is done by the people who did Amnesia, which is Soma is less terrifying, more kind of eerie sci-fi, which I thought was sort of interesting.
Talon told me I had to play that at Extra Life.
I was also thinking of playing it at Extra Life, so we can arrange some sort of scare-a-thon. But yeah, I just watched like the opening hour of it or whatever, and that looks really, really good. And I like the fact that it's the same sort of thing as Amnesia's, and you don't entirely know where you are, and you can't fight, and you gotta hide. But it is definitely much more dystopian sci-fi than an evil monster wants to kill you.
I can get more behind that.
I figure you might be able to, yeah. But that looks cool. I would definitely love to play that at Extra Life because I think that's pretty neat. They have, if you like that kind of stuff, they have a couple pieces of short fiction they did on their YouTube channel 2 years ago that are great. They're just totally like 5 minutes long a piece. I think there's 3 of them, and they're very Philip K. Dick, eerie sci-fi future, and they're really good. So it's worth checking out.
Cool.
All right, I think that's it. This is an abbreviated episode.
Not much abbreviated.
Is it? It's a little bit abbreviated. Woo! Less editing for me. Yeah, thank you for listening and or watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode about things. I will try and play some video games between now and then.
No, you won't.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
You got like so much stuff happening in the next week and a half.
I know. Yeah. On Monday, so if you're listening to this, this will have already happened, but on Monday, the first episode of Black Lodge Screening Room comes out. It has been edited. It is sitting on my hard drive. So the previous podcast I mentioned, we talked about John Carpenter, and we really did talk about John Carpenter. So if you like that stuff, go to leorblog.com right now and check out that first episode. Okay. Bye.
Cool.
I would just like to point out that I didn't talk about Dragon Age at all.
Thanks, Arrow.
You didn't, but Talon actually started playing.
Okay, I will talk to Talon about it tomorrow.
I told her I was so she's playing on the couch while we're watching TV at night, and the room's all dark, and I'm watching, and then I like looked over, and all I saw was like Storm Bull's pecs, and that like just right up front and center in the screen, and she's like, I can't stop looking at them. They're huge.
They are. Yeah. They're huge. Yeah, I know. That he was my romance. Oh, Iron Bull. Okay, that's it. No more Dragon Age. Arrowlate's on Twitter at Arrowlate. I'm on Twitter at HeyIt'sLeor. Ellie's on Twitter at ThatAngryDwarf. And goodbye. I'm going to go get married in a week. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.